The hero's journey. Never back down.
This a Jake Tyler. He the anti-hero at first, and then he become the hero. He know the kung fu and the martial art because a black guy taught him.
This is Ryan McCarthy, and he's the villain. He's the bad guy, and he just likes to beat people up.
This is the General. The black guy taught the Jake the kung fu. He is the mentor. He mentor him at the kung fu and the beat people up today.
This is the beautiful Baha Miller. She's the temptress in that she is beautiful and she's desired by the hero, aka Jake, and then later becomes a platonic ideal due to the fact that she leaves Mr. Ryan for Jake.
This is the Max Cooperman. He is the loyal veteran, also known as the sidekick. He's the one who introduces Jake to the gym where he takes him to be trained by his mentor. This is Margot Tyler, the woman figure, the Earth Mother, to be more specific. She's Jake's mom.
This is Charlie. He's Jake's little brother. He doesn't get an archetype because he's just not special enough.
These next two are Eric and Aaron. They're the sidekicks to the villain. They're always patrolling around with him like a little gang or something, always supporting him. Plot description. Jake Tyler helps his high school football team win an important game. A frustrated player from the opposing team makes taunts about Jake's dad, who died while drunk driving. Hot-tempered Jake starts a brawl with the player. As the brawl continues on, the people in the stands record the fight and upload the fight to YouTube. This is the initiation archetype. Jake also gets kicked off the team for this, but doesn't care because he's moving schools. At first, he doesn't fit in very well at school. But then his friend Max Cooperman comes along and tells him that the video of the brawl is gaining popularity at the school. He then meets Baha Miller. She flirts with him and then invites him over to Ryan McCarthy's mansion where they're having a party. He accepts. Sensing Jake's popularity growing, Ryan challenges him to a spar. At first, Jake declines, but then later accepts, and then gets the tar beat out of him. This is the situational archetype of the fall, the loss of innocence. After the fight, Max asks Jake if he wants to go with him to the MMA gym that he trains at, and Jake accepts and goes there, and that's where he meets his mentor, Gene. Gene accepts to train Jake, but then only on one condition, that he does not fight any time for any reason outside of the gym. But one day, after several weeks of training, Ryan confronts him about his dad again, and then that gets him all pissed off. And then while he's getting a ride home with Max, a Hummer pulls up behind them and honks at them, annoys Jake so much that he gets out of the car and confronts the three guys that come out of the Hummer, and then he beats the crap out of those guys, and Max videotapes it, and that gets posted on YouTube again. He goes even more popular, but of course, when he goes back to the gym the next day, Gene looks at his knuckles that are all bruised up, and he knows that the only way that could have happened is that he was fighting, and so he banishes him from the gym. When Gene goes to the grocery store, Jake finds him, confronts him, and tells him his story about his dad who died from drunk driving, about how his mom blames him for this. This is part of the death and rebirth of the archetype, the situational archetype. And after hearing this, Gene also tells Jake of his story about his brother who was killed because he stood up against a bully. And Gene accepts him back into the gym, but he trains him even harder this time. After several hard days of training, Jake finally becomes one of the most skilled fighters in the gym and impresses both himself and his mentor. Jake doesn't want to participate in an MMA tournament called the Beatdown, so to get him to participate, Ryan abducts Max and hospitalizes him because he just hurts him so badly. And then Jake finally goes to the Beatdown to confront Ryan. Both fighters make it to the semifinals of the tournament, but during Ryan's fight, he pokes someone's eye out illegally, and then that eliminates him from the tournament.
The situational archetype is the quest, in which Jake needs to defeat his foe. But in order to do that, Jake taps out of his finals fight because Ryan is no longer in the tournament. Jake then leaves the tournament with Baja, and then Ryan comes out and confronts him and asks him why is he leaving. And he told him because this is just you and me. Then the archetype of the final fight begins, and the showdown between Ryan and Jake goes on about 6 minutes. And Jake comes out victorious, taking home both Baja and in the end actually making friends with Ryan.
That's the end. Goodbye.